loud. They're hilariously loud, and they don't stink at all. I'm like, that's the perfect fart.
It's the perfect fart.
Okay, we're recording.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, Jeff has perfect farts.
Perfect farts.
He does.
They're loud, they're long, and they never stink. And now you can witness that. You've
Yeah.
witnessed how perfect my farts
I feel like
are.
we've talked about this on the pod before, maybe. Or maybe you mentioned it off the pod about how good your farts are, and I was like, there's no fucking
Weird
way.
flex, yeah.
It's a weird flex,
But
but
it's like-
you stink like shit when you fart, bro.
Your
And,
farts are
like,
disgusting.
you wanna
Your
know-
farts are gross.
I
Yeah,
get
you want to
that-
know. It's because there's shit
I
in my
get
asshole.
that there are farts
and that's where it comes
that
out.
smell. Most of them. I get it. But yours are so fucking bad. And you do them without caring who's around, how the ventilation is. Like, dude, if you farted during this podcast, we would cut this early. I would stop recording.
yeah, this would
I
be a
farted
5-minute
like
episode.
5 times since we've been here.
Well, they're good today then. Jeff's get like Jeff's. Jeff's
Yeah,
are great.
dude, get like me, bro.
Yeah, what's the diet? I don't think I can uphold the diet. that
Pure
you're on.
chemicals.
It is weird that Jeff by far, and I've never seen you guys eat a day's worth of meals, but I did just watch Jeff eat 2 leftover cold slices of pizza.
And couldn't have been happier to do
Oh,
so.
you were
Yeah.
pumped when I said, I got some pizza in the fridge. It's cold, though. You were like, oh, yeah, I'll take that.
Yeah.
Like it's
You were pumped. I can't imagine that you don't have a much better diet than Jeff.
Yeah, I eat really healthy. That's why I fart a lot.
Yeah, but why are your farts smell like you're like, what are you eating,
A lot
dude?
of protein.
How do you get your protein?
A lot of
I do-
eggs.
I do eggs. I do
Eggs
a
will
lot
do
of
it.
I like Greek yogurt. I do a lot of just whey protein. I do a lot of cottage cheese. And then
Stop, dude. Stop.
What,
'Cause
dude? These
I'm
are
just
what,
thinking
how are
about,
you gagging about
I'm just
Greek
thinking-
yogurt?
I'm literally, dude. I'm thinking about your farts, and I'm thinking about how those.
You're just
foods
thinking of the
turn
witch's
into-
brew getting
It's,
concocted.
yes, that's exactly what I'm thinking about, and it's legit grossing me out.
Where's the funniest place to fart? Besides when a bad comic is on stage.
Yeah,
and
No,
does
that's the
mic.
funniest. That's
that
the
was,
funniest
and,
I've ever
I'm
seen.
going to reiterate it for them because we were doing it right before we started recording. Jeff let off the craziest, loud,
So loud.
fart in the dead silent in the middle of somebody's set the other night, and it was probably the funniest fart I've ever been present
On a
for.
wooden chair, by the way.
Oh
so
yeah,
it
dude.
echoed.
The reverberation of this fart was next to none, and it was probably one of the funniest things. I'm not one of these people who's like, farts are hilarious, but that might change my mind, dude.
Dude,
It
farts
was
are funny.
good. I realize farts can be funny, but I get grossed out by people's farts pretty easily.
The
you know
smell
what,
will throw you off.
You know what grosses me out more?
Burping
than
throws me off, dude.
a smelly burp.
Oh
Yeah.
my
Way
god.
worse than somebody. I would rather
Oh
be
my
trapped
God.
in a fucking Geo Metro with Josh's farts, like a day's worth of Josh's farts, than directly inhale somebody's smelly burp.
Yeah.
Oh my
100%.
Yeah, a smelly burp is just woof.
I've legit gagged like a little pre throw up in my throat from like smelling
Yeah, they're
somebody's
gross.
burps.
I had my brother and I used to play fart games where so I'm about to explain. We growing up, like our house growing up, we had our house had really large tiles. They were like 4 foot by 4 foot tiles. So what we would do is we learned at a very young age, when you put your butt against a very hard surface, such as wood or tile, and
Yeah.
you fart, it's
Yeah.
very loud. So we would play this game where every time you'd fart, you'd have to go 2 tiles past where the last person farted. So I'd fart at the tile outside of our door, and then when my brother had to fart, he'd go 2 past that. And the point was, to try to fuck each other into having to fart next to my parents' room. So we would be outside my parents' door with our butts on the tile, like, bam.
Like
Leapfrog with farts.
like butt naked.
No, just like in our
Okay,
boxers.
okay.
But eventually, there was a couple times where we were so gassy that night, we ended up in my parents' bathroom. And this is also at like 1 a.m.
First off,
My
this is
stepdad has to wake up at like 5 a.m. to go to work. And we would just be in his bathroom, butt pressed on the tile, like, bam. And then he would come out in the morning to like take us to the bus, and he'd be like, God, I could hear you boys farting from our room. And I was like,
Dude,
because we were in your room, you idiot.
that's insane. How do you
How do you
have
fart
that
on
much
command?
gas
Yeah.
in you?
Well, there were huge tiles, and you'd have to go 2. So it was like,
No, but
yeah, but that's so.
that's not. I'm not really worried. I've seen tiles. I can imagine it would have been. How like
How do you
even
fart
to,
that
even
often?
just to be able to push out 4 farts on command is a lot.
They weren't on command. My parents would go to sleep, and then my brother and I would close the door and play Halo or some shit. And then when we would have to fart, we'd pause it, and then we would play the game.
Oh, you would take your spot.
Okay.
It was just throughout the night.
It was a gentleman game.
It was
of
like it was exciting too, because like we'd be playing a video game, and then like if like my brother paused it, I'd be like, fuck yeah, he's about to go rip a loud fart.
Yeah,
this
go
is
fart.
Sick.
Dude,
I love farts.
My
Farts are the
older
best.
brother, it was like he's like giant compared to me, and what he used to do when he would have to babysit me when I was in like I was in like 6th grade, like old enough that I can be on my own, but my parents still wanted like a supervisor. My brother was in high school. When I'd make him mad, he would take this weighted blanket that he had and he would throw it over me and then sit on it. And then I developed claustrophobia because of it. So he would pin me down and then sit on top of me with the weighted blanket on top of me, and then just.
You have so many mental illnesses.
I know, dude. I know, dude.
You're like
You
you're
really
on Lexapro. You have claustrophobia.
Yeah, I'm gay.
To be fair, I'm claustrophobic as fuck.
Are you?
Yeah. Like if I feel like I'm like pressed up, it like dude like it yeah.
I'm not claustrophobic. Like I can be in a crowded elevator, I'm fine. But I remember in like summer camp, there those like enclosed slides, like on a
Yes,
playground,
yeah.
the ones
Those
that
freak
don't
me
have a
out.
roof. So there were kids that were not getting off the slide, so you would like pile on.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that, and then like 2 or 3 kids stopped at the end, and then it just became like a pile up in the slide.
Yes,
that's
dude.
And
giving
I
me
went
anxiety
down,
right now.
and then another kid came down behind me, and I was like 5 years old, and I was like, go!
Yeah.
Go! Like just this panic set over me. I was like, you have to go.
I
it
would
was
freak
so
out, bro.
scary.
Yeah, no, that's exactly the kind of shit.
That's one of my earliest memories.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
What's your first memory?
I had we had a dog named Emma. She was a yellow lab,
And you had to kill her.
and she was a good girl. Yeah, no, that was eventually.
Was she a good girl?
She was a good girl.
Okay.
And
Shout out Emma.
shout out Emma. One time we were on our way to West Union, where my grandparents lived. It's about a 2-hour drive from my hometown, and we had my dad's truck. And she was in the my dad used to like just put her in the back of the truck and go on the highway because she's a dog.
bro,
She's a
of
good dog.
course.
And it started to rain, so we pulled over to like get the dog inside, so she wouldn't get soaked in the back. Like so, we put her in the cab, and I had to take a pee. So I went out of the cab and I started to pee, and then the dog came running up, and the wind took my pee, put it on the dog, and then we had to ride with the dog covered in pee to the rest of the drive to my grandparents'
You
house.
pissed on your dog?
Wait, you
Not
had to
on
break,
purpose.
You brought a dog into a
So-
cab,
So yes.
and then you peed on
Wait
the
one
dog.
sec. No, the cab of the truck.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
Okay,
oh.
so what happened was
you lost. Yeah.
So what happened
Okay.
is we're driving, dogs in the back, starts
I
to
got
rain.
you. I got you.
Then
bring the dog
bring the
into
dog
the
in. But
in-
before
to
we
the
did that,
inside.
I had to pee. I went to pee. The dog came running up
I
as
thought
I'm
you were.
peeing.
I thought you were in a taxi.
So wait,
I was
wait,
like, this
wait.
is
No.
nuts.
So wait, this is your first memory?
This is my
And-
first. I was like 4 or something.
Dude, what happened to you?
What do you mean?
Something had to happen for you not to remember anything before 4, right?
You don't know, dude. That's a normal age. You
Is
don't
it?
remember when you're 3.
I actually, to be fair, I don't remember a lot of my childhood. So
Yeah.
my
That's
first
the only
memory
thing
is I was a very, very young child, and it's weird because I always had this memory. So I don't know my biological dad. I know who he is, but he's out there, fucking Lindell, bitch, and he's in Texas and he's vibing and with his other family. And
We'll find you, Lindell.
I mean, I know where I have his address, but
Have you met him?
No. I mean, he was there when I was young, but I don't really remember.
Start emailing bookers in Texas.
In Texas, dude.
Matt's
There
like,
were-
after my set, I have to make a stop.
the
Yeah,
reunion
dude.
tour.
The reunion tour.
So
Hey, guess what, Dad? I'm about to do 25 minutes.
Yeah.
Your son amounted to
I'm
something.
gonna do 25 minutes, then I'm gonna do 25 to life.
No, dude, it's cool. I'm cool. I got my dad, my stepdad. He's tight.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
He's not even my stepdad, but either
Lindell
way.
too.
No, he's better than Lindell, bro. Anyway, so as you guys know, and as some of the people know, I'm sober. My dad is an alcoholic from all counts of my half-sisters. My very first memory is he was sitting like on the ground, like right here on the couch, like up against the couch. And my mom was behind him, and then one of my half-sisters was also on the couch. And I remember taking a sip of his Heineken.
Yeah.
And I was like, hell
Hell
yeah.
Yeah.
Foreshadowing.
And that
And then
fired the synapses
Yeah,
in your
dude.
brain.
my body was like, we need more of this in
Yeah.
our veins. And then
4-year-old Matt was like, you got anything harder?
yeah. Break the schnapps out. I'm trying to get crazy.
Peppermint schnapps.
Put it in my bottle. And then like a couple years ago, I like was talking to my half sister about it, and I was like, I've got this weird memory of all of us being together, and she recounted with exact details that exact memory, and I was like, ooh, this is real, because memories aren't real. They
Yeah,
can
That's
not be
yeah.
real.
That's yeah. I know what
After
you're
like a
talking about.
certain amount of years, like your recollection of things is like way off.
Not true at
100%.
all. It's
Yeah.
fake. It's
Yeah.
it's literally it's fake
Yeah.
news.
I
It's
remember
weird.
I remember in kindergarten we were like doing arts and crafts, and there were these purple sequins, and I shoved one up my nose and I couldn't get it out. And then, dude, like 3 years later, I sneezed while I was like watching TV, and it came out, and I was like, whoa. And my mom was like, what is that? And I was like, I put this up my nose like 3 years ago. And she was like, what?
Dude, there used to be this kid in our class that would shove. We had like a playground that had like rocks, kind of like how outside is. He would take rocks and shove them up his nose and then go. And like, dude, it was crazy, dude. That was
Dude.
wild.
Do you remember? Okay, so here's a pretty early memory in that same kindergarten where I shoved the sequin up my nose. I might have been retarded because I'm about to recall another weird kid. I might have been in early special ed, but I remember this girl. I don't remember her name, but she was like a mid-year transfer. Like she wasn't in our kindergarten
Was
class.
she bad?
No. So
She was a mid-year trans. Keep going.
she had like ridiculously hairy arms. She
Yeah,
had like
like Mary
white
Myers, dude.
white hair. Like her
Yeah.
arms were hairy. I remember this.
They
And then
were
I
wh- it
remember
was
on
white hair?
Fridays it was white hair.
Ugh.
She had like long white hair on her arms. And then on Fridays when we would have ice cream day, she had to get a specific type of ice cream. So I think my girl was a little type 2. But she had to get we all got like ice cream sandwiches. She had
Wait,
to
you
get
think
like
she was type 2 diabetic in elementary school?
I think you can develop diabetes in the womb.
That's not type 2 though, is it?
I don't
if
know.
you're born with it, I thought it was type 1.
I don't know the types.
How bad do you
Dude,
have to eat to
what's
get
like-
type 2 by the time you're
I would-
8?
We were like 5, but also she was the girl that she would just munch Play-Doh, bro. Anytime we were playing with, like, the teacher eventually was like, you don't get to play Play-Doh. You have to go play the other games or something. You are not
She's
on
a
the
savory
Play-Doh
queen,
squad.
dude. She loves his little savory snack. Play-Doh's good. It's nice and salty.
It is pretty good.
Dude, it is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
low key, it's kind of good.
not
Yo,
bad,
low
though.
key, how fire were boogers?
Nice salty
Did
treat.
you guys
Yeah,
ever flip
dude.
your eyelids up and run around? Did you guys have people that did
I didn't
that?
do that, but there was a
yeah.
kid.
God, that shit used to creep
Adrian
me out.
Francisco used to be able to do that, and I didn't care.
I had
for
a
it.
kid that bullied me when I was in kindergarten who used to flip his eyelids inside out and then chase me around the playground, and it was the scariest thing, dude.
Bro, you want to know some wacky shit I remember doing as a kid, bro? I remember being in the enclosed slides with one of my homies, and then two girls just showing each other our fucking private parts, dude.
Yeah,
just,
dude.
Yes,
just
dude,
dick
yeah.
out, just like and then they were just showing puss. We were probably fucking 6.
Dude,
And I remember,
yeah.
dude. I can
Kinda
remember what
crazy.
it looks. Sometimes I feel weird because I can remember what that girl's pussy looked like now, and I'm like, get that out of there.
Really?
no, that's not, I'm not allowed.
Yeah.
I also remember at nap
Ooh.
time, dude. One time I was
Cyber
like,
crimes.
first off, bro, hard as a rock. I must have been fucking 7. Wild time to be hard. I didn't even know it was possible, but like now that I'm thinking about it, I remember being hard, and I remember just peeing a little bit into a plastic container and just leaving it, dude.
Do you remember getting boners before you knew how to masturbate? And you're just like, what do I do with this?
Not really,
The
dude.
heck?
The first time I came was a total accident. I
Really?
didn't even know. Yeah. Have I not told this on here?
I don't
I'm
know.
sure I have. I was
No,
watching
you
Cat
have.
House on
Yeah,
HBO.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
have. You have. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember getting erections and just being like, what the
I used to take.
fuck?
My mom had like a plug-in back massager.
Yeah,
that had
that's,
those two
I'm
ba-
sure
and I-
that's what it was.
Yeah, it was like those ones that had those 2 giant balls. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
Oh,
I do. My
It's
mom
like
had
yeah, it's
one
like a
of those.
triangle. I
Yeah,
used
she
to-
kept it in her nightstand.
she
and
kept it- yeah,
you
yeah.
I
would hear
accidentally
it.
found my mom's vibrator one time.
That's a better story. All I was gonna say is I used to just sit there and fucking put it on my
Rub
shit,
your
and
fucking-
No,
would-
and then your mom would put it on her back?
No, bro. Listen.
Yeah,
no.
dude.
You want to know
That's
what's
like they're
worse?
great, dude.
My story, which is the reverse of that, where I found my mom's vibrator, and I was young. I didn't even know what it was, and I remember being in her room watching TV, and I just like had it on my neck, just relaxing, just having a good time. Just
You're like,
had it on my neck, I'm
chewing
like,
on it.
"Ooh." I'm like, this would be better if I. And she walked in. I remember her walking in and grabbing it and being like, "No, this is mine. You can't use it." And then years later, I was like, "Damn, dude."
You're like, damn, I need to get into heroin now.
Yeah.
Did you guys have
holy
imaginary
shit.
friends?
No, I wasn't fucking
no,
a
no,
loser,
no,
bro.
no.
Yeah, I had one.
I remember
Your face.
Named Darwin, dude.
You're so
Isn't that weird?
Dang, dude.
The
You look
weird-
like your
Damn, bro.
name's Darwin.
Yeah,
kind of.
dude. And
You look like a wild thornberry, bro.
you could pick any name and you're like, Darwin.
Darwin.
Have you ever seen the wild thornberries?
I look
Yeah.
like Nigel Thornberry.
You look like Nigel Thornberry,
100%.
dog.
I went as him for Halloween one year.
Really?
Yeah, and everybody thought I was trying to do Steve Irwin, and I was like, no,
Nah,
you
dude, I'm
uncultured
Nigel
fucks,
Thornberry.
dude.
You
Yeah,
definitely have Thornberry vibes.
yeah, dude.
R.I.P. Steve. Dude, I remember the kid in my school who could flip his eyelids upside down. Very weird kid. Robert. I don't remember your last name, but you're fucking weird if you're watching this.
Yeah, Robert.
We went to a play on a field trip, and like the teachers were like, "Do not take pictures. You cannot take pictures." And this kid's like brother dared him to take pictures because the teachers sent home things for like the parents to sign. Like, it is a bad thing if you take pictures
You
or
guys all have
videos.
phones?
No. I don't know why they did this. They were super like gung ho about pictures. So this kid brought in a not a digital camera, a disposable camera. He took a picture, the flash went off, and he was like, "Oh!" and he threw it. And we're in like an auditorium, like we're in like a theater. And he was like, "Oh!" and he threw it and just hit some kid from another school and just clunked some fucker. And he got in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
We don't like Roberts around here. He's a bad boy. We
Dude.
like good girls.
Auditorium assemblies with other schools were insane. Like when Hoover Elementary showed up and on Harding's turf, Harding Elementary's turf, dude, we had some problems.
You
Yeah,
guys were
dude.
you guys were in the same auditorium?
Yeah, we had, like,
you like had the only one in the town.
We
Or,
had like
what?
it would be like a meeting, like they would meet up. We did like weird things, like so my elementary school, like two schools combined to make the next middle school or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So it would be like you went
No, I have no
to
idea
like
what-
Jefferson. If you went to Jefferson Elementary School and Harding Elementary School, you would then go to John Adams Middle School,
Oh,
like the
okay.
two classes
I get
or
what you're
whatever.
saying. They're like
And
feeder
yeah,
schools.
and so
And
then
it was on site.
and then yeah, dude, when Hoover was the rival, they went to Roosevelt, but we would do activities with them because they were close to us. And so we would share the auditoriums, and we'd have like people who came in and were like, "I used to drink and drive, and I killed my entire family." Like those motivational
Yeah.
speakers. And they would get bussed in, and we'd be like, we wouldn't even be listening to the speaker. We would just be like sizing up the other fucking like the school. We're like fucking.
Dude, I remember we had a
Getting
author
rowdy, dude.
come to an auditorium like assembly one time and talk to us, and like most of the book, I don't know how this got through. I went to a private Catholic school. Most of the book was how he did that poisonous toad thing that makes you trip fucking balls.
Bufo?
Yeah, the Bufo frog. And he just talked about that, and every druggie was just like, "So tell us about the frog." And then they're like, "You're getting randomly drug tested." You know,
Yeah,
and
dude.
like that's all like it was. It
Dude.
was wild.
We had an assembly of special ed kids. Like, they sat all the grades into the auditorium, and they brought in the special ed kids, and they had like a full play, and there were songs, and it was like, I understand the sentiment, but don't do this. It's a bunch of 14-year-olds watching retarded people. They're gonna be dickheads. Like, they
Yeah.
were up there, and like the whole thing was like, "Well, people too."
Oh, jeez.
And
fucking
just the entire
Christ.
auditorium was just like laughing and like being mean, and it was like,
Of course.
It does
Don't
seem,
do that.
It
Just-
does seem weird. It's similar to the Special Olympics to be like, group them all together and let's let the normal people watch them. It does.
Yeah,
it
it's like-
feels weird.
it's like we're not allowed to have freak shows anymore. So we
Yeah,
gotta do
why don't
this.
you
Like,
just
don't do this?
Surely, statistically speaking, not all of these guys want to be in a play. How about we get the one or two that got some theater in their bones, get them in a background role in a normal play, make them really feel like a normal person. Let's not bunch them all together and make them do Annie.
Also, they don't have the same disabilities. So you have some like dudes with Down syndrome who are the best,
Yeah.
and they're rocking.
They're having
They're having
Yeah,
a great
dude, they're
time.
acting their
But then
asses
you
off.
have like non-verbal, just like.
They're playing the tree in the corner.
No. You have people who have Down syndrome lead roles, and then you have a guy who just like can't say his R's right, and he's like, "Why am I heel?"
One dude's just deaf. He's like, I'm not weak on it. I just can't hear good.
Oh Jesus!
This whole thing, this reminds me of that whole thing. It was a
Fuck.
that whole sketch idea when I talked about when it would be funny to somebody makes a tape, because at the end of the games when there's it's like a team manager, they'll let him score the touchdown, but
Yeah.
the team manager who has like Down syndrome compiles all of his touchdowns into a highlight video, and then he gets accepted into Alabama because it's like nobody's touching this kid.
Yeah.
I think I thought a bit that would be really
He's so
funny is
bad,
just
dude.
like a funny bit would be like, look, a lot of kids put together highlight tapes now. Like that's how like LaMelo Ball and all those dudes were like popular way before they were in the NBA, because they're putting out like highlight tapes, and I'm like, if you were on the team, if you were like free safety for a team, and you're like, I'm gonna put together a highlight tape, and you're just creaming retarded dudes.
You're just they put you in.
But
the
if you
fourth
cut
quarter.
it well enough, you can't tell that the guy is like.
Right,
He just looks like he's about to score a touchdown.
Yeah, and then you just
you're
fucking-
just it just looks like you're saving the day.
force fumble, dude. Take it back to the house. Take it to their house.
And then Alabama's like, this dude is the greatest free safety I've ever seen.
I wonder if you could be charged for like. Do you think,
Criminally.
like surely, like obviously, you can't really be charged for tackling the shit out of somebody on a football field, but. When they put out a guy who doesn't even he's got sweatpants on, he doesn't even have on the
pads,
actual
yeah.
pants, and he's got Down syndrome, and you fucking hammer him, just like helmet to helmet.
I mean, what's brain damage gonna do?
Jesus
Cure it?
Christ, bro.
Yeah, you might jar one loose.
That's not what it is.
You might fix that situation.
Come on, boys.
How sick would that be, though? If you played free safety and you just creamed the retarded guy, and then he got back up and he was like, Mom, Dad,
Imagine being
I'm
the parents.
fixed.
Imagine being the parents of that situation, and you're like, "This is already a great day."
Go,
And then
Timmy, go.
Yeah, and then you're like, "Oh no!" Like the emotional roller coaster of being like, "This is awesome." He gets to score, and then it's like, "What the fuck?" And then it's like, "Timothy." like,
He's like, I think I understand algebra now.
yeah.
I'm like, what?
Did you guys ever get concussions playing sports at
Oh
all?
yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I got a concussion one time playing basketball. I took a fucking guy got a rebound, came down, elbow right on my fucking face,
Ugh.
and I played in the next game. I played 2 games. That was the second game of the day. Our third game of the day. After that, they were asking me who we played earlier that day, and I couldn't even remember the color of the team.
Well,
Probably
if it was
black.
basketball.
Yeah, probably
basketball.
black.
I gotta.
I mean the color of their jerseys. I do remember it being a black guy who elbowed me.
I got
Now.
a concussion skateboarding in Tallahassee. We were leaving for a hurricane, and I went down like this really big hill. I don't remember what happened, but I woke up in the hospital, and then they gave me a shitload of Percocet. And
Hell
then
yeah.
the next day we went to Flanagan's. Like my whole family was there, like my grandparents, all like everybody.
Dude, aren't Percocets the shit?
They're the best. But
So good.
I didn't. My parents had no idea. They gave me like way too high milligrams.
Yeah.
Because I was like 12 at this time.
Dude,
Off
what?
the perks,
And,
baby.
You
yeah.
saw the Perkies at
I was
12?
off the Perkies at Flanagan's.
Whoa.
I think I took too much, and while we were walking into Flanagan's, I'm like, my head's bandaged. Like, I'm fucked up looking. I had like blood on my face. It was bad. And I'm walking
It's
through
a normal day at
Flanagan's.
Flanagan's
Yeah,
in
dude,
South
And then I
Florida.
just crashed through a table, just on Perkies, dude.
Oh, dude,
I was just perkied up.
I was at a meeting the other day, and usually people identify themselves to either go, "I'm Matt, I'm an alcoholic," or "I'm Matt, I'm an addict." Some people say both. Dude, this fucking black dude in the back the other day, he was like,
I'm addicted to pussy.
he was like, "I'm DeAndre, I'm a Perc Head." I was like, "Fuck yeah, dude! You're not getting sober, but you're the shit, bro."
Yeah,
Like,
dude,
oh,
that's
the coolest way to
hilarious,
do it.
dude. That's
and then 10 minutes later, he was gone. He was outside with 2 thick-ass white chicks. I'm
Yeah, he
not
was.
lying.
Yeah, he
I'm
was.
dead serious, dude. It was awesome.
DeAndre, we have a fourth mic. You're welcome
You're
anytime.
welcome
Yeah,
here, dude.
dude.
He's probably around. He was probably in a halfway fucking 2 blocks away from here, man.
Let's go find
Yeah,
him.
DeAndre the Perc Head.
You want to know a joke that I bombed with for like 3 months before I gave up when I first started comedy was, why do they call it Alcoholics Anonymous? You introduce yourself.
Oh my
I know, it's
fucking-
awful, dude.
You fucking suck.
Oh
dude.
my
I-
god.
it was
Actually, what I
awful.
want you to do at the show at the end of this month, I want
Say
you
it.
to tell that joke.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
say it, and I'll be like,
They might, dude. These people, they might laugh.
it was. I thought it was
Was
so
it
good
sober people?
when I wrote it. When I was like, this is gonna get me out of Iowa. And then
That's like a tweet.
it is a tweet.
That's a tweet at most.
Yeah, it's not funny or clever.
Do you have a Twitter?
I deleted it,
I'm
and then
I'm gonna tweet that shit.
I mean, hey man, you fucking do
I'm
your
I'm
thing,
gonna
dude.
steal that shit.
I'm
he's like
that.
roasting me, and he's like, I will take that though.
nah, I'm not gonna do that. That's
It's-
a fucking terrible
It's
joke.
awful.
That's bad.
It's awful, dude.
It's really bad.
It's like I got in trouble on TikTok because I made the video you messaged me about when I posted on Instagram when I was like I was at a Lebanese diner, and then I was like, I recorded it said Lebanese diner, and I said, lesbian diner, what are they serving in there, pussy? And then I got banned for the video. I was like, why is that getting banned?
It's funny.
I got in trouble for posting a video of my old boss's car had like a bunch of damage, and it was like something women's month, women week.
Uh-huh.
What is it? It's not Pride Month. It's the other one.
No, I don't know. We let people get their
International Women's Day.
Yes.
It was
Okay.
International Women's
How
Day,
could
and
we
I
forget?
posted
June
a picture of
22nd.
like a very damaged car, and I was like, "Happy International Women's Day, y'all! I've been on estrogen for 2 months," and then I turned the camera to the damaged car, and I was like, "And there's the results."
That's hilarious.
That's funny.
That's funny. That's funny.
It's a
You want to
good
hear the worst joke I ever wrote?
Yeah, of course.
Remember what?
I'm right about this.
No,
I'm right about
I
this.
think it came
That
from a
is
good
funny.
place, but just don't ever say that out loud in front of me again. Wait, have we already talked about what our first joke was?
No, I don't know.
Mercedes.
That was your first joke. That's a fucking good joke.
I don't even.
Still by clothes.
Don't do it because you still use it.
Yeah.
You don't remember the
I'm gonna
first.
do it on Sunday.
You remember the first joke you wrote?
Yeah, it was. I might have told you this offline, but it was. I went to Pornhub the other day with my caps lock on, and I was like, "Well, I'm not that horny."
That's pretty cool.
Pornhub.com. That was the
all right.
tag.
Mine. I remember mine was. I had like bits that were like stories that I would tell to my boys at Chili's. After our like we would go to like our Friday meeting and go to Chili's, and I'd just hold court and work out bits 2 years before I ever thought about doing comedy. But the first like joke that I wrote was I'm at a weird age to date. That's how it starts. Dating's weird. I was like
Hate it already.
at the time I was 25. You know, I'm either everybody I meet either wants to get married or they have STDs, you know, and I don't want to get married.
Yeah.
I have
Okay.
STDs.
Yeah.
That was a big joke
That was
in my act.
Yeah,
about
for
2
sure it
years
would
ago.
have been.
I had a lot of the jokes that I had at the beginning. I still do. I still
My
have 'em.
my closer is pretty old too.
Mercedes, the POV porn
Yeah.
joke. I had that at the beginning. I had the school shooting joke. I had a lot of the.
Honestly, dude,
Yeah.
if you're good enough in your writing, they'll just get better, and you'll get better at telling them.
I wasn't
tossed
good
all
There
at.
of
are
mine.
some
I wasn't
jokes
good at
where
telling
you're
them.
like,
I've outgrown it
yeah,
for sure.
100%. And sometimes they get tired of telling. You get tired of telling.
I definitely learned how to. I didn't know how to tell them, so I just looked like an angry guy.
Right. Yeah.
It
yeah.
was-
What's
bad.
your worst joke? Not like offensive or
No,
anything.
the word-
just
I-
like
One that I don't like anymore, or just in general, like what I look back at and I'm like, ugh, like why did I continuously say that type of thing?
Yeah.
I guess that's the
the
criteria.
Alcoholics Anonymous one was.
That's pretty bad.
pretty
I
bad.
also had one that when I look back, I get mad at, which is, God, it's so hacky. It's like I'm on Tinder and I'm also on Bumble. If you don't know the difference between Tinder and Bumble, Bumble, it's the girls have to message you first. So after I downloaded Bumble, it's kind of like I didn't download Bumble because
Yeah.
they don't message me.
That's not that bad.
I
guess.
hate it, dude.
I had
I
a piece
hate it.
in the same joke that the STD thing was in. I had a similar joke. It was about going on a date with this girl, but I'd be like, I'm on all the apps. I'm on Tinder, Bumble, Christian Mingle, you know, just because I'm afraid heaven might be real. You know, try to treat these Christian girls right while I get the chance. And it's like, it would do fine.
Yeah.
And it's like, whatever. But it's like, I don't want to joke about dating apps.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
everybody. Yeah,
I had a bit that I can't do anymore because I had to start off with saying I was getting my hair cut the other day. I can't do it.
That's
That's
good.
very
dude.
funny, dude.
That's good.
That's
you should almost say that ironically,
Yeah, that
bro.
could be. Yeah, I was.
And
I was
the bit
getting my
was,
beard cut the other day.
The bit was like I was at this was like right when COVID ended. We go back to Mike's, and I was getting my hair cut the other day, and I coughed, and I was like, I don't have the virus. I don't have the virus, and I was like, it felt like what dudes in the '80s had to do if they lost weight too quickly.
Yeah, I don't have the virus. One joke that I wrote that I don't think I've ever told on stage. I think the only time I've ever said it out loud was on a podcast. And it's sucking dick is just like riding a bike. Only gay guys and children do it.
Yeah,
But you got to teach the children how.
Yeah. I had one that's kind of similar.
I hope you guys like that.
I've never done it on stage. This is so funny to try to talk bits instead of like saying them how you would actually say it.
Yeah.
To just be like, this is one that I wrote like a year into comedy, and I never tried it on stage. But it was like, I don't like the premise, treat others the way you want to be treated, because if I did that, I would be blowing people all day.
That's
Yeah.
not bad.
Dude, I hate these things,
It's
dude.
not that bad.
They're
though.
awful, dude.
I have like a notes.
It's like
section.
that's your complete joke.
That is the joke.
So it's
Yeah,
like,
it's like a
where does that
one-liner. It
go?
doesn't
Yeah,
go
it
anywhere.
doesn't
You know,
go
you're
anywhere.
not a
That's the thing,
one-liner
yeah.
comic.
I
Yeah.
have like a notes where I just like put premises.
Yeah.
That, like that are basically like untouched, and one of them I don't know where I was gonna go with it, but it's just obese women are useless. I see it sometimes and it makes me laugh.
You're like, I'll
And the
figure this
funniest
out.
part is it doesn't need context. You don't need to put a bit around that. To just walk on stage and be like, obese women have no use.
That one kid said Shannon's husband said last week when he was like
Joey Mason.
Yeah, Joey Mason. Yeah,
Hilarious.
he goes women, get out of my country.
So fucking funny, dude.
So funny.
Go
dude.
back to your own country.
Yeah, go back to your own country, women.
So funny.
Dude, that's one of those things. It's not even a complete joke.
It's so
just
funny.
fucking
It's
funny,
so
bro.
funny.
It's so good, dude.
Judd Appy has a daughter. I want to kidnap you. Dude.
Dude,
So
that kid's
funny.
insanely funny, dude.
He's hilarious. He's hilarious for like 30 seconds of his 5 minutes.
yeah.
And I hope he watches this and sees this. I
Yeah,
just want to
he's-
humble him a little bit.
He's got about 30 seconds. The rest of it is schizophrenic.
Yeah, dude.
Okay.
The rest of it is nuts. But he does drop a gem every once in a while.
Yeah.
That floors me.
That's
It's
good.
so
I'm actually excited to see what he has tonight. You guys, if you guys don't go, you guys have to go to the Coop tonight.
I'll probably go.
Oh, I don't want to.
Dude, just go.
Do we want to read?
Let's do some of the questions.
We put out. Sorry.
Liven up, bro.
Jesus
I just
Christ.
got the yawn, dude. I'm having a good time. We just put out responses or whatever.
We ask
questionnaire.
We ask questions on our Instagram for people to ask us.
That's it. Did you guys get any good? I got a couple good ones.
No, not really.
Lando,
My
our good
followers
friend who will
suck.
be hosting our show on the 30th in West Palm Beach. He's very funny. He said, your
Yeah.
take on gonorrhea. Against it. Have I
Yeah.
had it?
Not for
Sure.
it. You know what? Hot take. I don't like it.
Yeah,
I'm not a fan of gonorrhea.
yeah.
Only because I've had it twice.
I got chlamydia and gonorrhea at the same
At the
time.
same time,
yes.
dude, me
and
too.
then I don't know if. Then here's the thing.
Who from? Sydney? Do you know her?
Yeah, shout out Sid one time. Not a good girl anymore.
That's a real person who I like very much.
You know what's crazy though
she's
is
a good girl.
I asked my friend that's a nurse, also single mom, maybe a coincidence, maybe not.
Okay.
And she said, I like that. Anyways, she said that what they'll do is sometimes they'll just treat you for both, even if you don't have both. So then I was like,
I've
well,
been
then
treated for both every time.
yeah, and I was like, yes, I
They
have been
give you
too.
pills
and then
and
it's
they give you a
and the
shot in the
yeah.
ass,
And then
yeah.
I'm like, did I not or did I or did I not have both?
And honestly, it doesn't even
It
matter.
doesn't
dude.
matter, but it's like
If your
curiosity.
if your tip hurts, just go in and tell
Dude,
them you have it.
imagine your mom is doling out STD advice to your friends.
That would be kind of cool.
Ugh.
All
Your
right,
friend's
where the
mom
fucking-
told you this?
Dude.
No, my friend.
Who
she's
is
a
the
single
nurse?
mom.
She's
She's a
the
nurse, so
single
she's
mom.
she's also a
Okay,
single
okay.
mom.
My mom
Venn
knows
diagram.
that I've
Yeah.
had chlamydia before.
Yeah, my mom does too. I called her
Yeah.
crying, dude.
Did you
I
really?
didn't know- dude, I was like 18. I didn't know what chlamydia was. I was like, I've got chlamydia. I'm at the doctor. I was like shaking. I was like pale white. I was like, I've got chlamydia.
Bro,
And
when
I didn't know.
when I first moved to South Florida, I was in rehab, and one of the dudes who worked there, Justin, very good guy, good girl for sure. He told me, he was like, dude, it's different out here, bro. Wear a fucking condom. You will get chlamydia. And I was like, that's great. At this point, I had never once thought about I might get STDs weren't real to me at this point. I had never felt like I might have one. I was never concerned about them. Whatever. You know, I've been shooting heroin. Chlamydia was the last of my worries, dude.
Yeah.
Right? So I am fucking these two. The first two girls
You're
I
like, how
fucked.
do you solve it? A shot
Yeah.
with a syringe? No problem.
What do you
I'm
do
in.
with the syringe once it's done?
Yeah. So the
You're
first
asking the doctor, you're like, can I keep that actually?
Go ahead and give me that.
Can
Give
I
me
hold
that.
on to that actually? Please don't dispose that.
the first two girls I slept with here, I got it.
Back to back?
No, I was sleeping with two girls at the same time.
Like
Like
in one interaction?
No, they were
Okay.
two different people. I was sleeping with them at different times.
Got it.
Very cash. And I got chlamydia, and I told both of them, and miraculously, neither of them had it before me, which is cool. And then he was right, dude. Literally, this was 2 months after he told me you will get chlamydia. It was like he manifested it.
I was dating a girl, and then her and I had hooked up a bunch of times. And then when I got tested, I didn't have like a burn or anything, but one time a boogie, an eye boogie, did come out of the tip of my pee-pee, and I was like, probably should go get tested. You know, it was like a green discharge, crazy, dude.
I never get it.
It was crazy, and so I went to get tested. Turns out I had chlamydia and gonorrhea.
I'm the
and
damn
then,
discharge
And then
commie,
the girl who I was dating at the time got tested, and she didn't have it. And I was like, how?
I
don't
had it.
understand that.
So I've had chlamydia a handful of times, and there have been twice where I've had it.
Mm-hmm.
Slept with people without a condom. None of them have had it. Probably, I would say a total of like 3 people maybe between the 2 times that I slept with. Pretty positive that I had it at the time, and then they didn't get it.
So now here's the real question: does chlamydia and gonorrhea, do they exist, or is this just a ruse from the pharmaceutical companies to make us pay for antibiotics?
Listen, if the ruse involves them injecting green
I'm not
discharge
schizophrenic,
into your
man.
dick,
I'm unlocked.
that's pretty crazy. That would
you
be
never
wild.
know, dude. You don't think they could do?
You don't think they could do that? Have you
don't
ever
think-
had an STD, Jeff?
No. Never.
Good, dude. Clean Dick Jeff, baby.
That's nice.
That's the
bro.
nickname.
Clean Dick Jeff.
Clean Dick.
I
He's got a
do.
nice
I do get a
piece.
lot of ingrown hairs on my shaft, though,
On your, like, how high are we talking?
all the way up to the head.
Whoa, that sucks.
I have a hairy shaft.
Really?
Yeah, that makes
Yeah.
sense.
I get a couple stragglers.
I
up
get a
the
stra-
top,
yeah,
but I don't get it.
one that's like at
I get like
Mount
one
Everest
or two that
tip.
I can just I'll just pull out with my fingers.
The
Sometimes.
back,
Yeah.
you know, like there's like the root on the back of your dick.
yeah, I know. you're talking
Mine's hairy all the way up.
That's crazy, dude. What? You got a mossy dick, dude?
about- Yeah, you can tell which way north is.
Yeah. It's just moist
we're
and
lost.
hairy. Yeah. Oh, dude, that's wild, bro.
Yeah, it's pretty weird. It looks like an old colonial building with vines.
Dude, that's crazy. No one, dude, that might be an STD.
Yeah, you might want to get checked, bro.
He's had chlamydia for like
Dude,
10 years.
he's
It's
got
just turning into
barnacles.
Barnacles.
Dude, when you lose the hair on your head, hair just starts sprouting wherever the
That's
fuck
weird,
it wants.
is it?
It's as if like the follicles up here like just go
Yeah.
and just go somewhere
Now,
else.
let me ask you this: because you're missing hair on your head, do you feel extra sentimental when hair goes other places? Like, are you more inclined to leave it there?
I'm like,
because-
Mike, what are you doing
Yeah,
there?
yeah, no, like, are you more
Get
inclined
back
to
up there,
leave
you
your
idiot.
shaft hair because you're like, at least I have it somewhere. At least it's
Yeah.
on some head.
How cool would it be if that's where my hair transplants came from?
Yeah.
There-
Ooh, are you
if
gonna-
like next episode, if I had a full head of hair and you're like, oh, I'm like, it's dick
and
hair.
you can just tell their pubes.
Have you seen that? There's a video.
I'm wearing a do-rag. I'm like, I don't know.
There's some girl on TikTok who had a skin transplant, and they took it from her like pussy area,
it grew
and
hair.
it grew pubes on her fucking hand, dude. It's
That's
Ooh,
sick.
that's
that's
fucking
insane,
gross,
dude.
dude.
Just
That
get
really
just
grosses
get
me
the
out.
skin graft from anywhere else.
That really
Like,
grosses me out.
Why that area?
I
dude?
don't fucking like that.
I
at all.
saw a TikTok of a trans man saying that
Woman to man.
woman to man, yeah, F to M, and he was
Ass to
saying
mouth.
he, I'm good.
Dude,
I'm good.
every time
He
you
was
properly
saying-
use somebody's pronouns, you don't have to be like, see?
No,
All right.
I have haters to prove wrong. He,
Who?
a lot of people who think I'm a bad person.
Okay, that's fair. I believe that.
Yeah, a lot of people
Us.
don't
Yeah.
think I'm. Yeah.
Me and Josh transfer.
I am a good person.
So this
So
man
anyways,
was doing
This
what?
man was
So-
doing like Q&As, and one of the questions was, do you get to choose your penis size? And he was like, yeah, you can choose your penis shape and size. And I was like, I don't like that. Look, I'm all for trans rights. I think you should do whatever you want with your body, whatever. But I feel like if you want the real male experience,
You should have to spin a fucking
You
wheel.
get what
Yeah.
you get,
He's like,
dude.
You're like,
Because
4
being-
fucking inches?
Instead of being
being-
an arrow, it's a dick that falls.
being insecure about your penis size is the most male experience you can have.
Damn, I'm
so
a bitch then.
if you want to be, shut up.
Oh, bitch is in a female.
Yeah.
Oh, so now we're degrading women all of a sudden.
Whoa, yeah, dude, I don't like that. I don't like that.
Nah, bitch is
We
a
keep
way
it.
of life. Bitch
We
is
keep
like a
it
feeling.
LGBTQ plus over here.
You forgot
we're
the I, you
accepting.
piece of shit.
Plus is everything afterwards.
Actually, I'm not even sure.
There
I
isn't
know.
an
Oh, I is intersex.
LGBTQIA plus.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I keep tabs.
I do think it is unfair that they get to pick.
I don't like that.
Does it?
You know
work
what?
this
Yeah,
way,
no.
though?
Let's. You know what? We should start a petition or something.
Do you think it? Yeah. 3 white guys.
Just holding up signs like, give them regular dicks.
Yeah. They're like, you guys are transphobes. You're like, whoa, 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 whoa.
No.
We're not.
No, we're not.
I believe in that man's right to be whoever he thinks he needs to be. Should he be able to choose that he has a 12-inch hog?
Yeah, should we,
Absolutely
should he get a
not.
hog, dude? What do we want? Smaller dicks. When do we want them? Right now.
I wonder what size they pick.
That's how like far behind in history. Because like it's almost like racism where it's like, I don't want them in our schools. I don't want that. And then like it went from that to like, I don't want them dating my daughter. And then now it's just like, don't kneel for the anthem, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. We're losing ground. It's like that's where
Yeah.
transphobia goes, where it's like, this is weird. These are freaks. And then it just gets to a point where it's like, don't give them a normal dick at least. Give them a normal
But they
penis.
can't. Yeah, they can't be walking around, dude. How big would you pick?
That's what I was about to say. What do you guys think you would pick?
I
I'm not
would-
going to lie, dude. I'm happy with my
Cartoonish.
piece.
Cartoonish. If
Yeah,
I could
dude.
choose a fucking cartoon,
It's what, dude. Okay,
you kidding
this
me?
is coming from a complete place of ignorance.
I'd walk
Do
weird.
they get to feel it? Is it just a meat slab?
I see. That's what I am.
Yeah.
Also, how does it get hard?
It's just
do they have
it's
like
just
a pump?
sausage from the deli.
Because if
No,
it's
but
that, dude, it's like I don't
le-
care. But
no,
if it's
like legit though, like I am curious about that because you know there are some people who can they get a pump inserted into their
Yeah.
dick and they can pump it up to get it hard because they have ED
Yeah,
or
yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
I wonder if that's. How
I didn't know
they
that
have
was a
to-
thing. But anyway,
Yeah,
that's
I wonder if
insane.
that's how they have
a
to do it.
Trans penis, a penis, is
A penis, if you will.
is a
Penis. That's the
it's
episode title.
No, please don't name it that. It's a so the head is the clitoris.
Yeah, so there's nerves.
And then they skin graft you a shaft, and then they literally put like almost like a straw like device. So you're never quite like fully erect, but you're never soft.
I hope you're right about this.
I am right about
Because
this.
I do think sometimes you
I do
say
a lot of-
things
I
and
do a
I'm
lot of
like,
research.
Whoa, and then
No,
I
most-
find somebody responds after we put out the episode. They're like, Jeff was wrong about all of that.
Yeah, dude.
I'm
I was
like,
gonna
what
say
the
we've had a
fuck?
bunch of those comments. They're like,
If
these guys
there's
still don't
anything
know.
you should know about me, is that I go above and beyond to be understanding for people that I don't. You know what I mean?
That you don't what?
I try to
For people that
understand
I
everybody out
fucking
there.
hate. Just
I try. No, see, you
No.
said that, not me.
I know,
I try
I'm
to
joking.
understand the trans community because I want. You can't love without understanding.
I know that they do the opposite where when they take the penis, dude, you don't get applause for that fucking lame shit. They invert the penis inside, and then like I think the clit is like the head
Yeah.
or yeah, and so there is feeling there.
What? You know what though? I've never seen post-op pussy.
I have. I mean, you can Google it. It's not hard.
I
to
know.
find.
I'm just saying I've never looked it up.
I don't think I would.
I'm
want
interested
to.
now. I want to look it up.
Post-op pussy sounds
It's
like a
not
punk
that I'm
band.
transphobic. I don't want to look that up.
It's not. It's not bad, dude.
I don't care to
Trust
see
me,
it.
bro. Trust me. You've seen worse pussies. I promise.
Does it? Oh yeah. Does it self lubricate?
Probably not.
The
I would
girl I
assume
lost my virginity to had a real stank one, and I bet the post-op
Who was it?
ones.
Give her first and last name, bro.
Nah, I can't do that. I
Hey,
can't do
dude,
that.
there's
These
a-
are bitches, bro.
There was a
Can't.
moment I had
To
to
be
be
fair,
can't,
though,
I
you
can't.
just call her pussy stank, so that's different.
Yeah.
Like I'm like Taylor Pratt gave me an outside the pants hand job. She knows she did that shit. There's no embarrassing
But
moments
also,
about that.
That's hilarious.
Shout out Taylor.
I
Pratt.
lost my virginity to this girl, but we fucked a lot. It didn't stop
Damn,
me.
that's a
I
good
thought-
sign of men.
I didn't know any better.
That's
I just
true.
thought this is how they smell because I've seen movies and things and like where they're like, oh, it smells like fish in here.
Yeah.
So I was just like, oh, they really are gross. And then after I left her and I got with a different girl later on, I was like, oh, she's stinky.
Oh, gross. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
she's
yeah.
a stinky shouter.
I don't like when a pussy doesn't smell like anything, though.
Oh, I love that.
Nah, I want a little.
I want that pussy to taste
You
like
want a
Walrus.
flavor saver on the mustache, dude? To come full circle, 9 inches.
9. That's
If I
your
was,
choice.
if I could, I think anything less than that. What's the point of even having one, dude? If you can choose the
Are you
size.
saying anything less than 9 inches is a pointless dick to have?
I'm saying if you
Josh
can
is saying
choose.
if you're
you
under
can
9
choose.
inches,
I'm not packing 9.
If
dude.
you're
What do you
under
think? I
9
don't have a
inches,
we-
you might as well be trans.
I don't have a weapon down there.
Cut it off
I'm
and
saying-
go, woman,
I'm-
dude.
I'm
with
saying
your
if you
fucking
can-
little Peter.
If you can choose, why would you not max out? I feel like 9 is the point where it's not dangerous.
According to the websites I've been to,
I feel
9
like-
is not maxed out.
I feel
No.
like 9 is maxed out in a sense that it's adding anything bigger. It just probably has to hurt
but
at a
over
certain point.
over
I
9,
would- I
you're
would-
gonna get weird reactions.
Yeah.
I
over
would
9 every
think-
time you pull your pants down. It's
Dude,
like, Jesus
Yes,
Christ.
would
exactly.
I would think even like
Do you
a
think they-
hefty 9, like a heavy hanging 9, is gonna
Get
make some girls
Yeah,
be
it's
like,
gonna
I
freak
don't
some
know.
people out.
Yeah.
I want a cartoonishly large, like a one where
Girthy?
like I want
You're
the,
talking like a Subway footlong.
yeah,
Like
where they second guess it, where they're like, I've been putting the moves on, buying drinks, taking her out. We go back to my place. She sees it and she's like, I don't think I can do this.
most
actually."
people aren't gonna be able to just be like, yeah, I'm good to take this 12-inch cock.
That's what I want.
You
That's
want
what I
you
want.
want to you
You
why?
want people to
So
hurt?
what
You
you want
fucking-
is like you want to put in
Jeff,
all the work just to be like, I can't because your dick's too big. You'd be like, that's all I need.
That's the perfect. That's the perfect date. That's the perfect first date for you to wine and dine a girl. She's having a great time. You're killing it with the jokes, the small talk. You take her home and she's like, I don't know. I usually don't like to do this on the first date. You whip that hog out and she's like, now we can't. Imagine that. Imagine you treat a lady to the perfect date and then she's like, and then she goes home. She's like, his dick is so big we couldn't even fuck. He's the perfect man.
I have to say something. I hope
Women don't like sex.
I hope, and I want to clarify for our audience, and I hope for on your case that there is some steps between I don't normally do this and you whipping your 12-inch hog out. Are there some steps in between that? Because it felt kind of like you were like,
Kinda
I don't
rushed.
know, I don't normally do this on the first date, and then you were just like, well, what about this?
How about now, bitch?
And she's like, well, no, I definitely can't.
In the scenario I laid out, I took her back to my house.
She's already
and she was like, "Hey, I don't normally do this,
But I want
once I
to."
have you in my house with the doors locked, you're not going
okay.
anywhere."
That's what I wanted to
I've
clarify
gotcha.
that you weren't saying, and now you just said it.
No, I
We
mean,
want this podcast to work so badly. It's going to be our downfall. Thank
No,
you for
it's gonna be
2,000
great.
subscribers. Jeff's going to cancel all of us.
that's the goal.
We do have.
I'm
we
building
do-
them up
Shut
to
up.
knock them
Thank
down.
you, guys.
2,300 subscribers when we started recording this episode. That's crazy. We jumped like
Last
1,300.
week, didn't last week we thanked him for 1,000?
Yeah, we did.
And
Now we're at
we have
2,300.
2,000. Thank you guys so much.
2,300, almost 2,400. So hey
If
guys,
you like us and you
Please.
comment on our shit, thank you. Comment and tell us where you want us to come do comedy.
comedy.
Comedy. That's a good name for a tour. The comedy tour.
You've never heard me call comedy comedy?
No,
I've never
Yeah,
heard it either.
I do that pretty. I do feel like I do that often.
do you?
Maybe
Yeah.
to your real friends, but we're just the fucking
Yeah, you guys
camera
are
friends.
just my fucking. You guys are just the platforms I'm gonna use to get the fuck out of here.
That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
We're jetpacks.
Being used by another tall, handsome man. Story of my life. Let me tell you.
There's
They
one
come
more.
into my life, they use me, and then they leave me.
Jeff and his 12-inch cock. This white boy can eat pussy. He said that at a show, and it fucking destroyed me. Damn, this white boy can eat some pussy.
Yeah, well, as I was sexually harassing like the
A
nicest
lesbian black lady. Yeah. There's just like a black lesbian couple who refused to admit they were gay, which was wild.
that was
at one of
weird.
our
It was
shows.
like it's 2022.
It was really weird. They were on a date. One of them was obviously in this, if we're going to break it down to gender roles, one of them was obviously kind of the more masculine
the fella.
in the situation,
The
but
lad.
still very obviously a woman, and the other one was a very feminine black woman. They were both black, and they were not. I was like, are there any gay people here? And they didn't raise their hands, so I just had to stare at them
Like
until
we
they
know.
admitted it.
We know, ladies.
We know.
We know.
You know what?
Because I asked them 5 minutes before that if they were dating, and they said, no, we're just fucking. And then I was like, who's gay in here? And they were like, not us, motherfucker. We're going to church tomorrow.
No, it was on a Sunday.
Oh, yeah.
I like the stare at them move. I have one joke that's kind of crowd
Dude,
worky.
it crushed, too.
Yeah.
After I really just hunkered down, and I was just like, we all know.
One of the only jokes that I have that's like written in crowd work is sometimes when I do the tattoo joke, I'll be like, does anybody else here have like a bad tattoo that they think is worse than mine? And then I'll just look at somebody who has a sleeve in the front, and I'll be like, no.
Sometimes it works.
that would, if you could do, you should do that first, where you're like, who here thinks they have a worse tattoo than me?
Yeah, and
Because
then
you'll always win.
yeah.
Dude,
Your
have
fucking
we?
sucks.
Dude,
Do you want to ruin that?
No, it's the well. I don't give a fuck.
Come on, bro.
I
Show
don't-
the
Dude.
show the people your tat. Dude.
Yeah.
I mean,
You got to do it. I understand that it's a joke of
this
yours,
thing
but I
is
mean,
wild. You're not prepared for this.
Yeah, if you're just an audio listener, go over to YouTube and check it out
and
Yeah,
subscribe.
serious.
and subscribe.
But you're missing out.
All right.
Oh,
Holy
dude.
Oh, do you
Fuck.
see that?
It's so bad, bro. It's so bad.
It is a massive Blink 182 tattoo. And it's the Blink 182 album art from like when the band started their downfall.
It's the self-titled
it's
album.
The one from like 2006 that like no one
Well, this
really
is-
liked.
Dude, all of my tattoos I got when I was 18 and in the military because I was like, I have money now and I want tattoos because I'm bored. And then I did it, and then I was like, they're like, you want this forever? I remember my tattoo artist was like, you want to know, like, this is gonna be here. And I was like, yeah, man. He was like 40 something, and I was like, yeah, man. And then 10 years later, you wake up and you're 28. I'm not 28, but you wake up and you have a Blink 182 tattoo, and you're like, holy shit. And you know what's crazy is the guy who did this died like 2 days after he did it. So
Oh.
yeah, dude.
he deserved it.
He probably killed himself.
Yeah.
Curse of the Blink 182
Yeah.
He
tattoo.
tattooed a fucking foot-long
Blink
fucking
182
rib
tattoo.
piece on a child.
Yeah.
And it was a Blink 182
Insane,
themed
dude.
tat
And when
that
he
he
was-
probably charged you fucking $600 for.
It
They
was like
say
$350.
the ribs kind of hurt too.
They're the
It was
worst.
pretty
They're really
bad.
So
It
when
was
he
pretty
was
bad.
doing it and he was like, he's like, hey, how is this? And you were like, I'm feeling it. Where do we go from here?
I got no regrets right now.
I never listened to Blink 182. I liked pussy back then, so.
What are you talking, dude? Blink 182. Those dudes
Nah,
probably
dude, I
got.
didn't like Blink
You
182.
didn't
So
turn on
much
the radio
pussy,
in
dude.
2005?
I legit.
Got no regrets right now.
I legit know what's where are you? That
I
song.
miss you.
That's the only song that I
And
would.
I
You don't know
so
what's my
so-
age again?
No.
This is
I mean,
insane.
maybe if you played it, Alexa,
You don't know all the small things?
play "What's My Age Again."
She
by
left
Blink
me
182.
roses by the stairs.
Oh, I know that. Is that the
Surprises,
song?
let me know she cares.
Alexa.
Nope, we're going to get demonetized. Nope. No copyright songs.
No copyright.
No copyright songs.
Okay.
They
Alexa,
also have-
play OJ to Juice Man and Gucci Mane. Make the trap A.
She did not hear you.
All right, so we'll do it
I
ourselves.
speak Spanish to Alexa. That's all I'm trying to learn.
I speak Spanish too. That sounds like a rap lyric.
I speak Spanish.
Alexa,
to Alexa.
yo quiero Gucci Mane.
Damn, she just turned off.
She was like, don't be fucking racist, dude.
Should we read
yeah,
more
let's-
of these?
yeah, let's
I
get
have
this-
one more that I think is really good.
All right, let's hear it.
Mhm.
This person, without any context at all, just said lazy dudes exclusively fucking single moms.
Makes sense.
It was confusing at first because the way she presented it was like, this is, And I was like, no, I don't.
It's a stereotype that I have not heard of,
But it makes
but it
perfect
makes
sense,
a lot
right?
of sense. Yeah, if you're lazy, who's
If
going to
you're
take care of
lazy,
you more?
You know what feels really great after you fuck somebody who probably already had their tubes tied, by the way, because they're done.
Yeah.
They're done being abandoned and left with fucking children. What's good after that? Fruit snacks. Fruit snacks are
A
good.
peanut butter sandwich with no crust.
PB&J,
Ooh.
Uncrustables, maybe?
Yeah.
Woo!
Oh.
Uncrustables
Dude,
are the
Uncrustables
shit,
went
dude.
off,
You
bro.
imagine having a little bit of cum still on your belly and a naked lady brings you a fucking Uncrustable in bed?
Mm-hmm.
And then you have to fucking smack her kid to get out of the fucking bed, too, because your dick is still out? Anybody?
You're like, go to bed so I can use your PlayStation.
All right. Hefe.
That's not what his name. That
That's
means
not his
boss.
Hefe means boss.
Uh-huh.
I feel like that just sounds like Jeff with an H instead.
I mean, it kind of does, but it doesn't make it.
How do you say Jeff in Spanish?
How do you say Jeff in Spanish?
Is it-
Wait, Alexa, how do you say Jeff in Spanish?
Jeffrey.
Jeff in Spanish is Dick.
She said Jeff in Spanish
I
is
said it.
Yif. That's like the racist version of what I would have said it was.
Yeah, that's like
Of
that's almost insane.
It's like
that
ja
was-
ja 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 ja.
Yeah. Jeff.
Yif makes people ja ja ja. All right.
Holy shit.
So did you had another
I
question?
yeah.
You said?
So, well, what I did was I went outside the box and I Googled podcast questions that you should
Oh,
ask your guests.
That's so fucking lame, dude.
That stinks.
This is what
You wanna know
happens,
what's
by the
worse?
way. This is directly at the camera for a reason. I've had some of you guys be like, I listen every week, and every once in a while you guys repeat yourselves. Of course we do. We don't plan any of this fucking
Dude, we
shit,
just started
dude.
talking
And
shit.
we just come in here and vibe out for you guys,
We
and you guys
come to
fucking
you
like it.
for suggestions, and you guys stink
Yeah,
at it.
dude. You don't want me to
guys
start reading
stink.
these. I actually had that thought earlier because I have like probably 10 responses. I only read 2. And I want to personally attack all of the ones I didn't say just to see if they even fucking listen to this shit.
They don't, dude.
You have the balls to leave me a fucking bullshit request or question to answer on my podcast, and then you don't even listen to it? The fucking cojones on you fucking pieces of shit. And if you're listening
quit trying
right
to be
now,
cute.
I'm wrong. But if you're listening and you didn't leave a question, this isn't directed towards you. This is directed towards people who aren't listening, which is why I have so much vigor about it.
And
okay?
stop trying to be fucking cute and being like butt stuff. It's like, we're the
Yeah.
fucking comics here.
We like butt stuff.
We'll
That's
handle
it.
we'll handle the funnies. We'll handle the ja-ja-ja's.
Yeah. Yef will handle the ja-ja-ja's, okay?
Jeffrey will handle the ja-ja-ja's.
So, what's your favorite compliment you've ever received?
Fuck off! Oh my god! That's fair.
I can't do it.
You guys are, yeah. We're probably about
Yeah,
there.
we're talking about cum.
Yeah, listen, we've caught a lot of shit out of this podcast, and we're sorry. There may be one day, if you keep telling your friends, we'll have a Patreon where all the crazy shit Jeff says and all the stories I shouldn't tell
they'll
are
be on.
told. We'll put them on a Patreon.
And all Josh's trans bashing.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
No, Josh doesn't trans bash. There's a secret. Josh actually is a trans man.
Yeah.
Yeah, he picked a small penis.
Netflix. Fuck. Netflix, are you listening?
Yeah.
Yeah, Josh is going to have a special tomorrow now.
Yeah. So thank you for subscribing. We
Thank you.
appreciate it. 2,000 subscribers is a huge deal, and we.
It's closer to 2,400. I want to make sure that people know that.
Okay, it's closer. I mean, they're on the YouTube right now,
Yeah.
so they know.
So maybe
Or
it's at
they're-
3,000 by
This is
now.
audio. Could be on
Okay,
Spotify.
true.
Watch the video. It's better.
Yeah, watch the video. It is better.
And we get more money.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Love you.